Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Blueprint Strategy session. I'm Bryan Caplan with the Bigger, Better Biz community, where I equip you with the tools and know-how to grow that bigger, better small business. I am joined by my friend in Portugal, Isabel. How are you, Isabel? Tudo bem?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. Tudo bem.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Isabel, we already did one session where we looked at how you sell your jewelry through Etsy, and we also took a look at your website. And then we decided, you know what, let's kind of wrap it up by looking at your email.
Yeah.
Now, from what we discussed, you had said that you're getting lower open rates, lower click-through rates, and kind of we just want to see how we can get more people opening and ultimately buying from you. Can you remind people a little bit more about Cozy Detailz?
Sure. So Cozy Detailz was kind of 10 years ago when I just kind of quit my multinational work that I had in a multinational company. So I started to do some jewelry. And then people start asking, oh, that's nice. That's so nice. Why don't you sell? Why don't you give me? Or why don't you sell for other people? And then that's when I started on Etsy. So I've been there since 2014 on Etsy. And 3 years ago, I decided that I want to do my own website. So I still sell on Etsy and I kind of am successful, I would say. But of course, I want to be on my own. I don't want to be dependent on Etsy. And that's my big struggle now. It's my site and get people in and get people buying from there. And it's a pain.
Understood. And just so viewers understand too, with Etsy, it's almost like when you become a shop owner, a seller on Etsy, a creator, crafter, whatever you want to call it. It's almost like a codependence, right? They need
Yeah,
you to fill their products, but at the same time, you're beholden
we
to
need
them
them
because, yeah, you need them. And
because they
it,
get a lot of traffic.
they get a lot of traffic. And of course, that's where people are going. They have
Yeah,
qualified buyers that are coming in. But the other thing is, if Etsy decided to shut your shop down or if Etsy goes
I'm
down,
done.
what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Exactly. So now we understand a little bit better, and we really want to segue into your own site and generating traffic. Now, can you remind us what you're using a different email marketing system? What is the system called again?
This is a TargetBay because they have,
TargetBay.
it's an app from Shopify. My site is based on Shopify,
Hmm.
and the app that I found. So let's call it. Although
Hmm.
I think I will have to close it this app because I cannot continue and pay. I've been kind of on a trial phase. And they were trying to help me and not charging any monthly fees. But now I think by 20th of May, I will have to drop it. So I will have to, I don't know, go to whichever other email supplier. But
Understood.
this one I've been using for the last 2 months. I
Okay.
was also using Automizely, which is another app from Shopify, and
Hmm.
still the same problem. I mean, the issue is that I think I do what other people do, but then my emails don't get open or very low rate
Hmm.
and no sales.
Understood. So, well, the good thing is no matter what platform you're on, when we're looking at email marketing, you're sending a campaign. There's the same that goes into it, building out the content, adding images, making sure we have buttons. So the cool thing is we can jump into TargetBay, MailChimp,
Or
Constant
whoever.
Contact. It
Yeah.
doesn't exactly, it doesn't matter. So is there a certain campaign? I know you're sharing your screen. Is there a certain campaign you want to go through where we can kind of dissect it a little bit?
Yeah, let's go to, I don't know. I would like to test you are sharing already my screen?
Yes, your screen is being
Okay.
shared, so I
Okay.
can see you on TargetBay.
So yeah, so I've done these emails. I had
Mhm.
here one sale. I had
Okay.
another email that I have. Let me just check now. It's just this done that I've done with them. So you see, these emails are people that bought from me or that subscribed on my website. So it's not
Wonderful.
kind of people from nowhere. It's really people that bought from me on Etsy that I've imported here or that they have subscribed. So how do you want me to open one or
Yeah, click on whichever one works for you. And while you're doing that, talking
yeah,
about contacts too, people watching, I think a big thing is when they start building an email account or they start thinking about how am I going to send out emails and to whom am I going to send them, a lot of them get that pressure like, well, how am I going to grow my list? You have 2,000 people, which is a great list size. So we want to figure out how we can get them engaged. But some people might only have 50 or 100, and then they start thinking that inclination, should I buy a list? And I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you grew organically, because buying a list, it's just a waste of money. And you're going to get red flagged and kicked out of whatever email system you use. So great. We have 2,000 recipients, 2,000 active. Before you do that, scroll down a little bit. Let me just kind of familiarize myself. Scroll up just a little bit so I can see the subject line. Don't forget
to access here. Maybe you can scroll yourself and see.
Sure. Let's see if I can. That is a really good question. How do I request? I've never done this.
More?
Might be on more.
No.
Let's see here. Share screen, advanced sharing options.
Yeah, maybe advanced sharing options, that you can ask.
You would think they'd make it easy, wouldn't you?
Never mind. Tell me where you want to go.
That's okay. No problem. Okay, so the subject line. So you included emojis, the front and back with the little flower. Don't forget Mother's Day is coming up. Okay, and then let's scroll down a little bit right here. So we're looking at, we've got 99.75% delivered, which is a great deliverability rate. For people watching, deliverability rate, when you press send, it's the percentage chance that it gets into the inbox. So that's great. You're getting good deliverability through TargetBay. We're seeing an open rate of 7.3%, which of course you want to, it's lackluster. You want to see it higher. The thing to note too, is it depends on industry. It also, you've got to be thinking, you're competing. We talked about this last time too. You're competing with all these other sellers. You're competing with other companies, and especially a campaign on Mother's Day. You know, those businesses are putting in millions and millions of dollars into their marketing. So people are being flooded with emails. So this is one of those where we want to take seasonality or kind of the timing into consideration too. How many other emails were they getting? And you're going to see an influx on Father's Day too, right? You're going to see an influx before Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever. So, okay, we got 7.33%. Now, out of those, the click rate is 10.27. So what that's telling me is that of the 146 people who opened, 10% of them, or 15 people, actually clicked, which is good. Bounces, we have 6, so that's totally fine. Unsubscribes, 7, which is okay. Complaints, which is a spam complaint, 1. You're always going to have that one person that's like, why am I getting this? And they leave. Especially that's going to happen if you're taking your Etsy seller or Etsy buyers and putting them on an email list. Let's just talk about. I don't know
if that's too legal or not. Yes,
it is. I'll explain why. Okay. So what you're doing is, because someone purchased from you, you have implied consent. So according to CanSpam, you have implied consent, meaning that they are interested in learning about your business. The one thing, that's a gray area, right? Express consent is like what you said, someone joining on your website or subscribing on your website. They expressly give you their consent. Yes, the opt-in. Yep. Now, since you have implied consent, and since we're moving people over from Etsy to TargetBay, the first thing you want to do is, when you add them to a list, or when they're auto added to a list, you should be sending out an email. Are you sending out a welcome email to them? Okay. No. So step 1, that's what we want to do.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah.
Warm them up. Now, the other thing you can do is, in that welcome email, you can also say, hey, listen, thank you so much for buying from Cozy Detailz on Etsy. Hey, we added you to our email list so you can continue to see our designs and inspiration as we move forward. Also, if you're not interested in receiving emails, just reply to this email and let us know. That way, they don't click on unsubscribe. They don't click on spam. It gives you a little bit more work, but now they reply. You can even say to them, that's fine. If you don't want to be on the email list, that's fine. Is there a certain design you're looking for? Is there something? So now we're getting them to engage with us, even if they don't want to receive our email. Okay. Now, with again, not familiar with TargetBay. Do you know if does Etsy automatically integrate with TargetBay and send that list of buyers? No, so you have to upload them.
I need to, on a monthly basis, because then I have unsubscribers, etc. So on a monthly basis, I get all my orders or people, and then I integrate them in Shopify.
Okay.
Sorry. But
And
yeah, that's a good thing. Like every month I have 10 or 20 or 30 new people. And then I would say, thank you for buying. We would like to keep you updated. So that's a very good suggestion.
So here's where, if you're going to switch away from TargetBay, and I'm telling you just from experience, because I've worked with all the other platforms, my favorite is Constant Contact. But one of the things that I found in having our own Etsy shop, as I told you, my wife and I sold masks, face masks on an Etsy shop. There's actually a really cool integration where you can send your Etsy buyers directly to Constant Contact. They're added to a list, which is really cool.
But then I would have monthly payments, right?
You would have monthly payments.
Yeah, that's the big problem.
So you might use MailChimp as well. I'm not sure if there's an integration there. The one thing you also want to consider, let's say that someone buys on the 1st of May and you're adding them on the 30th of May. You've now had 29 days for them to basically get cold. They bought from you, especially on Etsy, it's transactional, right? They might like your stuff, they might come back, but they might buy one thing and then they see another thing on another shop. So the one thing that you want to be cognizant of, maybe cut your periods sooner, make it more frequent. So download every week and add them up. It's one more thing for you to do, but that way at least you can keep them warm.
If it helps,
Yeah. Okay. Yep. And so when you add them to a list, there's going to be automation. And basically you'll be able to add them to a list, send a welcome email, and then craft it right and have that thing. Hey, if you don't want to receive it, please just reply to this email and let me know. I'll be sure to remove you from the list. And then what you do is just have a templated email to send back to them. No problem. I don't want to bother you. I know that you bought something from Cozy Detailz. Hey, while I have you, is there a certain thing you're interested in? So now you can create that conversation. If they get back to you then you can maybe even upsell them or get them to follow you on social media or something else. Yeah. And win them back as an email subscriber. So those conversations.
Let me just ask you one thing. You were saying that Etsy would have that integration thing, but that would be on a one-to-one basis, not automatically, right?
So
this kind of conversation and stuff like that, it would have to be one-on-one.
So what would happen is, let's say that you're downloading your Etsy shopper list, your Etsy buyer list, and you're uploading it to MailChimp. Okay. Then when you upload it to MailChimp, it will send out that mass message, that templated message. But then when they reply to you, it's going to reply to your personal email. Exactly. So you'll have one-on-one.
No, that's a very good suggestion.
Yeah. And your goal there, especially for you, having worked and done this business for 10 years and having a background in business, obviously the goal is to win them back as a subscriber and get them to buy from you again on the site. So even if you offer them a coupon or something, so have all those kind of things in your back pocket ready to go. So judging by the conversation and how they respond, some of them might just say, yeah, just remove me. Or some of them might say, oh, I loved it. I would love to do this. Oh, you know what? Great. Actually, we have something just like that. Here's a link and here's a coupon code just for you. So now we can try to induce some sales and get them into your system. Because the name of the game here, even if you have to give a little bit of money off or a percentage off, we want to get their credit card information into Shopify for you. And they want to create an account so that next time it's as simple as, oh, I like this, add to cart, done. They're logged in, right? That's how Amazon won the game, is because you go in, you don't have to do anything. You just click something, add to cart, buy it, and then it's delivered to your door tomorrow or the next day, which is scary. But there you go. So just scroll down a little bit more for me, and then we'll look at the design of the email. Okay, so we have, these are the links. So we've got your Mother's Day collection. We've got handmade bracelets. Okay, so right here, and then unsubscribe, they click on that. So right here, what we're seeing is people are interested in the Mother's Day, followed by bracelets, and then one-in-one necklace rings. So of course, the more people we can get to open, the larger the sample size, the better we understand what they're interested in. With all of this, now I feel a little bit better. Let's scroll up and we can actually view the campaign.
Like here?
Yep. Okay, here we go. So breaking it down, and will you click on mobile up at the top? Okay. So what I want you to think about too, when you're designing emails, no matter what the system is, most people are going to be opening their email on their phone. right? You're going to have people that open it on the desktop, but over 55% of or 53% of internet traffic's on mobile phones, and 80% or more of people are checking email on their phone at least once a day.
Yeah.
So we want to consider that they're going to take their phone out of their pocket and click on it. So we want to see how it looks. So you've got the really nice logo at the top, special gift guide for a very special person. Okay. Keep going. Let's just walk through and then we'll go back up to the top. Honor your mother this Mother's Day, whether it is your own mother, your godmother, a friend who is a mother. So, okay, the mother that didn't get to be one, or even the one that is long gone. Very nice and thoughtful. There you go. You got a product photo. Give her a gift she'll love with a help from our gift guide. And you have the button, take 20% off. Use code SPIN20 off. But whatever you choose for your mother, keep in mind the best gift that you can give her is your time and love. Very nice. See you in a few. XO Isabel. I love that. We hate to see you go, but we respect your decision. Unsubscribe. So let's scroll back up and let's start from the top. So one of the things that we talked about the last time too is that when people sign up through your pop-up, we're not collecting the first name, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing
I've added now.
Okay. But even that, if we, so the top, that box, just to reiterate, not to pounce, but to reiterate, having their first name is going to connect with them and establish a rapport. Yeah. So even those people who hadn't received anything from you for a month and now receive something, they're going to be like, oh, it's connecting with me again. Now, what I would say too is, I would have a section in this email, especially since you're sending periodically or you're adding them periodically at the bottom. Hey, you're receiving this email because you purchased something from Cozy Detailz, whether it's from our website and have a link.
Like here?
Yes.
At the bottom? Okay.
Yep. So and we'll go down, but you want to have that little thing saying, here's why you're receiving it, just as a reminder. So that before they hit unsubscribe or before they go and click spam, they're like, oh yeah, I bought something from them. Okay. So it's that little reminder, because again, in such an easy to transact digital society, you forget where you bought from. My wife buys things from Etsy all the time. She doesn't remember the shop. She just remembers the product. So number one, let's put some personalization at the top. Now scroll down a little bit. So the other thing is right here, I want to see that text. Let's see that text for a second.
This one?
Up a little, right there, the mother text. So you're using the word mother because obviously that's the key word here, but it's also real. Notice how much space it takes before you even get to a call to action. So now what we're doing is we're saying, I'm going to take my phone. We're saying someone's going to scroll once and go through this. Then they're going to scroll down. They're going to see the image. Then they're going to scroll down and finally see the button. So I'm very confident that we could probably induce a higher click-through rate by having something right here, cutting this text down a little bit, or trying to figure out how we can streamline it a little bit, take out the word mother so much you don't need it as much. Maybe it's a godmother, a friend, a sister, something like that, an auntie. So just cutting it out and having that button smack dab right there that says view our Mother's Day gift guide. Click now. So that might induce more clicks. If you'll scroll down a little bit more, this image, is that a link?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Okay. Will you click on it?
Click?
Yep. Let's see where it goes.
I don't know if this.
Oh, maybe not. Okay.
Can I check the other one?
Sure. Check it. See, it's saying JavaScript void, so it might not.
But maybe because we are on a preview. Oh, no. This preview has expired. I don't know.
Okay.
Oops. Sorry.
Okay. So I think what we're seeing is you went to link the image, but it just didn't link to a page. So, and that's fine.
But it was linking. I understand, but it was linking at the time.
Okay, no problem. So what we would do, and for people watching, we always just, every image is going to link. So it's good that you were linking it. It's just not working. But every image, people are trained now, especially on social media. They know that if they click on something, something's going to happen. So we want to make sure every image is linked. And then you have give her a gift she'll love with help from our gift guide. So the gift guide, obviously, we know that it went to a catalog. It doesn't right
Yeah.
now. And that's totally fine. I would like to see that button or view our gift guide, something. So gift guide itself is just words, right? It's just a noun. But if we add an action word, a verb, view our gift guide or see the gift guide, shop the gift guide, it makes it more of a powerful call to action. So that's what I would do. You've got the code spin 20 off, which is fine. And whatever you choose, I love that. Give her your time and love. So it's a good message. I think if one thing is, I want you to notice something. Look at your subject line so you're using Microsoft Outlook, right? Yeah. So look at the subject line under your two, so it's from Cozy Detailz too. Notice how the emojis don't show up.
Yeah.
And that emoji specifically that you chose may not be a global emoji. It might only show up it might have shown up for you. It might not show up in other email editors. So if people see that square, that rectangle, they might think it's spam or like some scam or a phishing email too. So that
no emojis.
You can use emojis, but I would use the standard ones, the thumbs up, the smiley face, the ones that everybody uses, right? Just because it depends on what system and platform they're using. And I know that Gmail will show the thumbs up, the smiley face, that kind of stuff. Most people are using Gmail, Yahoo, Microsoft Outlook. But that too, if we're thinking about open rate, that could have hurt open rate because people see that instead and they think, this is coming from somewhere that has malicious intent. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's those little things. I noticed on here too, you have the links to necklaces, bracelets, rings, earrings, and we saw some people clicked on those, which is fine. If you scroll down one more time, let me give you one more tip before our time's up that I think would really help you. So you have, looking at the bottom of the email, you have the nice message and everything. What I would do is I would highlight some different products. So you say, check out our gift guide. But this is your chance. If someone scrolls to the bottom, then they're interested in what you have to say or the content or the product you're selling. So you could do like a grid of, 1 by 1, 2 by 2, or 3 products in a row. I would do that and have them link to the specific product page or have them link to the mom's gift guide, the category. But use those images because that's going to paint a picture. The one that you have up above with the ring is great. Let's show a couple more. Maybe it's a bracelet, maybe it's a necklace. So basically play to those different product types as well. Okay. Right. And then, like I said, down below, this unsubscribe link, it's required, of course, right? But if we can push it down a little bit more, and like I said, have that, hey, you're receiving this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. If you don't want to receive it, just reply to this email and let me know. I'll be happy to remove you from our list. Give them that option first so that they don't click on unsubscribe.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we go, let's go back into your TargetBay, right? So let's go back into your TargetBay account really quick. Are you building or planning out another email coming up?
Yeah, I need to. Sales manager, I've heard it's good. Have you heard of it?
No. Nope.
Because constant contact would be another.
It's another expense.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's another expense for me at this point. I need to go for the free.
Understood. Well, no matter, but are you planning to create another email campaign in the next week or 2 weeks?
Yeah, I'm trying to do on a weekly basis, but then with these opening rates so low, I kind of think, what for?
So no,
but I think I need to continue,
don't stop.
Right?
Don't stop. We've just got to tweak it. So I'll give you some tips for your email subject line, some things that you can do or think about. First off, consider a question. So ask them a question. It's going to stand out in the inbox. Okay. That's number one. Would you consider yourself a fashionista or would you consider yourself fashionable? Something like that. If you ask a question like that, where they can now self-select, there's this psychology behind it where they're like, I do consider myself a fashionable or a fashionista. Do you consider yourself fashionable? Click and see what we've got for you. Something like that. So that's one, asking a question. Number two, try to incorporate the word you or your, the second person. That's one of the most important words in marketing. And when people are looking through their subject lines in their inbox, if something is speaking out to them, even better. Number 3, and of course, some of your emails might have first name from your Etsy imports. Some of them won't. So number 3, you can use a custom greeting or a first name tag. And then if you don't have it, you just don't use it. But you could say like, do you consider yourself fashionable blank, whatever their name is, and then a question mark. If their name isn't there, so whatever email program you're using, if their name doesn't exist, then it will just cancel out that and it'll just have a little space before the question mark. You've probably seen that before, but try to use their first name in the subject line every once in a while.
Even on the subject line, not on the body. Yeah.
Even on the subject line, because right now, everybody is an egotist to a certain level. And if you're mentioning my name, then I have more skin in it. We've already established a rapport, or you're like, hey, do you remember me? Or do you remember what you bought on Cozy Detailz or whatever, Bryan? Oh, wow. Okay. Now you're talking to me. So that's another one. If you can't do it, that's fine. Depending on the platform, some of them do allow that. The other one is if you can do a quick video. And I think you have a couple of videos as well, don't you? Some of your slideshows of products.
Yeah.
Yep.
Products, yeah.
So what you do is one of the subject lines, you do the little staples or, something like parens or whatever, and you say video, put the word video in the subject line. From research, it's been found that can boost your open rate by 18% or more because people love videos. Yeah. And then what you do is you embed the video in the email. So you have a thumbnail and then it clicks to what I would do is take your video, put it on a page, like a category page on Shopify, whatever it is, bracelets, necklaces, whatever. And then you're going to pop that right at the top. You're going to have people, they're going to see a thumbnail when they open the email, click on it. They're brought right to that category page with the video right there. So now not only have you delivered the video, you're putting them on your Shopify page where they can buy those products below.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yes, totally.
Okay. So,
but you say like the category would have the video instead of...
It could be a catalog page. It could be a product page. Yeah, anything.
Yeah, and a product page, yeah.
Yep. Even if you have a video of your new bracelet or ring or something, and you create something really quick and pop it onto that product page, obviously in moderation, every email subject line shouldn't say video, but every once in a while you can see a spike. And of course, fear of missing out. So the other thing is FOMO, fear of missing out. Don't miss this great sale, or we just launched a new product. You want a sneak peek? So those types of things make them feel exclusive, like they're in something or they're going to miss out if they don't get on it. Hey, we have a limited edition of our latest creation. Check it out. So those things too can induce a higher open rate. And just to explain, open rates, obviously it's a vanity metric. We want people to open it. But for you, it's also an engagement metric. That means people are seeing your emails and they're like, okay, Cozy Detailz, let me go in and open their email. The big thing though, is some of the other best practices I just gave you, putting the buttons in, making every image link, and making sure that we're walking them through this process to click. If you can get them to click and make that micro commitment to do something with Cozy Detailz, then you're one step closer to the sale.
Okay.
Was this helpful?
Yes, definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So wonderful. Obviously I want you to do it. And then I signed up for your email. So wherever you go, wherever you migrate to, I look forward to getting your next email. I'll definitely take a look at it. And I'll give you some feedback too.
Yeah, exactly. And then please feedback and say you're not doing it right.
No, I'm going to say, you listened, you did it right. Awesome.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
My absolute pleasure. Everyone watching at home, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I'm Bryan Caplan with the Bigger, Better Biz community. I hope you stay well, stay healthy, stay happy, and here's to your success.